What's up guys, my name's Adapt. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, before you guys skip to the end of this video or anything like that, this video has taken me hours to make, literally hours. These formation reviews, when I go in depth like this, I've gone all out for this formation review and I will continue to for the rest of FIFA 20. So I've gone all out with this one. So if you guys are thinking of skipping to a certain part of the video, then just keep that in mind. This has taken me hours to make. Now, I've been working. I don't want to say I've been working hard, because past couple of days I haven't been working too hard. I've just been doing a couple of hours here and there, maybe a couple of hours a day towards this video. There's quite a few games in here. There is numerous parts to this video which took so much editing, guys, so much editing, and you have to cut it at the right point so it doesn't look too bad. So you guys are going to see little edits, but sometimes you're not even going to tell if I've edited something or not. But just keep in mind that there are a lot of edits in there and a lot of time has been spent to try and get this video to the best of my ability. Now, I can still make it better. I'll make them better with time. We'll see what happens there. But in today's video, we're looking at a 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2. This is, I don't know, a 40-minute video. Maybe it might be around that time, 40 minutes plus. I'm not 100% sure, but this is a very long video. I'm just hoping, there's no cuts in where I'm speaking right now, because I just don't want to edit. I don't want to edit at this moment right now. So hopefully I haven't messed anything up. But we are using the PSG team. Now, I'm not going to go too into detail with why I put each player where I put them. You guys can kind of see my best PSG lineup video. It's on over 100 views, I do believe. So if you guys want to see the ins and outs of why I've got certain players in their position starting above other players, then you guys can see in that video. And I believe the best formation, just off of initial impressions, I haven't played the game much yet, is the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 for PSG. But before you guys use these custom tactics, use these player instructions, use this formation, and are thinking this is the special formation which is going to make you win every single game and you're going to be undefeated in FUT champions, it just doesn't, guys. It comes down to skill, a lot of it. But a good formation helps, good custom tactics do help, but what is good, it is very subjective. Now, what works for me is just not going to work for you. It might be an indication. It's a good way to start knowing what parameters I use and then adjusting it accordingly until you find the right levels for depth and width and right playing styles for you. But if you believe you've got a similar playing style to the way I play, then go ahead, use these custom tactics, use these player instructions, try and see if they actually do work well for you. But if they don't work well for you, they're not going to work well for everyone, guys. This is just what I use. You guys can try and copy it, but don't just stick to these if it's not working for you. Change it around, try new things. That's what it's all about. Finding the best players towards your playing style and finding the best formation and custom tactics to your playing style. So this is how the team lines up. I'm just going to go through it quickly. Areola, Marquinhos and Thiago Silva at the back. Very good partnership there. Meunier, Bernat on the left. PSG haven't really got any other good left backs. Then we got Verratti in the middle, Draxler in the right centre mid role, and Herrera in the left centre mid role. Then we got Neymar in cam, and then I've got Cavani on the right and Mbappe on the left. So it's not too complicated at all. It's pretty much identical to the team I used for the best PSG lineup video I did. This is the bench right here. Pretty much the same bench, and these are the reserves. So let's get into the custom tactics now. So I've got drop back for the defensive style. You guys are going to see all explanations for why I've got certain custom tactics set at what they're at, why I've got certain defensive styles, why I've got a certain offensive style, why I've got it on balanced, and why I have defensive style on drop back. You guys will have it all explained to you guys later on in the video. This is just the first part. The rest of the video, guys, that has been done over numerous days. So quite a few days have gone into this video. So that's what I've been doing since the best lineup videos. This is what I've been working on. So I've got 4 bars of width and 4 bars of depth for defensive style, like I used in the best PSG lineup video. I use the same custom tactics and player instructions as I use in the best PSG lineup video, so everything is pretty much the same. So I showed you guys what the best lineup is for PSG, the best custom tactics, player instructions and formation based on my initial impressions, and now I'm taking the team, these custom tactics, this style of play that I'm thinking of replicating in game and seeing how they perform for me. I'm acting on what I do believe the best custom tactics for the PSG starting 11 is. So players in the box, I've got it on 4 bars. It's a narrow formation. That's quite self-explanatory why you'd have lower players in the box. There's less opportunities to cross the ball into the box. Then for corners I have 3 bars. Free kicks, I've got it on 1 bar. Usually always have free kicks on 1 bar because I just do a set piece. I don't really try and be too fancy with free kicks. I don't want too many players up there, because if I lose the ball from a free kick, I get dispossessed from my free kick tactic, then my opposition can have the ball and hit me on the counter. So for the roles, this has nothing to do with the formation, but I just believe Neymar is the best on everything. And then getting onto the instructions, I have Meunier on stay back while attacking. I also have Bernat on stay back while attacking, so both fullbacks are on stay back while attacking. And then on Verratti, I have cut passing lane, stay back while attacking, and that's it. Now I'd usually have cover center, most likely have balanced and stay back while attacking, but yet again it completely depends on the type of player you got in each position. Verratti isn't a player with a huge physical presence. He can't man mark, he can't really cover the center, because if I have him on cover center, he is going to get dominated, guys. He just hasn't got enough strength to push players off the ball, and to have him pressing and trying to intercept passing lanes, I think that's the best thing to have him on, because he is smaller, which means he's got a lower center of gravity, and he should be able to sprint to balls quicker than, let's say, a taller defensive midfielder such as Vidal or something. Then in the right centre mid role, I have Draxler. I have him on getting to the box for the cross, that's it. Sometimes you can put him on get forward, but I need extra support defensive wise for Verratti. And then on Herrera, who is going to help Verratti out, I've got him on drop between defenders and cover centre, so he's going to be performing Verratti's job for him, and he's going to be helping him out so much. And then on Neymar, I have stay forward, get into the box for the cross, and he is pretty much playing that all-out attack role, and he's going to be the playmaker for my 2 strikers. And then on my right striker, Cavani, got stay central, conservative, interceptions and stay forward. Now this is where I'm saying it completely depends on the type of player you have. If you have a quick player with a lot of stamina, then you could put him on balanced or even aggressive interceptions. I know Cavani isn't quick, I know his stamina might not be the best, so to conserve his energy is the best thing to do for me, as I want him to be able to still run into the box later on in the game. I want him to still be able to take on players and create opportunities later on in the game. If he has very little energy, it's going to be more difficult to do that. And then I have him on stay forward as well, because I don't want him getting back, because if he gets back to help me defensive wise, then he isn't quick enough to get back in position, and I don't even know how much stamina he has. We can go ahead and check how much stamina he has. 91 stamina. That is very good stamina, but his pace and his acceleration just isn't good enough for me, and I think he'll get caught out of position, and if I want to hit my opponent on the counter, he just won't be up there. And if I'm to get a cross into the box, which is less likely to happen. At least I'll have Cavani up there to possibly head it and put it into the back of the net. And then in the left striker role, I have Mbappe on getting behind and aggressive interceptions. Now, I am motivated to get these videos out before the Champions League football starts today. So we've got Liverpool versus Napoli, that's on at 8 o'clock. And we got Dortmund versus Barcelona, which is also on at 8 o'clock. So I need to decide what game I'm going to watch. So quick predictions before we get into the next part of this video. You guys are going to see graphics later on in the video. The background isn't updated because I didn't really get around to doing it. I already did the pros and cons and the overall rating. Graphics before I came up with the idea, or it even came into my mind that I need to update them. So I will do that soon. And quick predictions before we get into the next part of the video, where I'm going to go and edit this part now, and hopefully the full video will come out to you guys not too long from when I'm making this commentary. But I'm going to go for a Barca win. I want Messi to deliver a good performance today. I want to see Barca do well in today's game, and I also believe Liverpool are going to win. It's tough not to go with Liverpool. Now, Napoli, they had a good game against Juve. I watched that game, but Koulibaly scored an own goal very late on in the game. That was unfortunate. They came back from 3-0 down to make it 3-3, and then an own goal cost them the game. But Napoli are looking like a very good side, especially to challenge Juve to the last minutes of the game and only to lose the game because of a silly own goal, which was very unlucky. But it's going to be a good game. I still need to decide which game I'm going to watch, but I'm going for a Liverpool win, and I'm also going for a Barca win. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below before the games are actually on. Now, this puts quite a bit of pressure on me to get this video out before the game actually starts. So guys, that is the first part of this video. I'm going to go and edit this part now. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, as the rest was recorded over quite a few days. So I will see you guys later. Let's get into the next part of the video. Now, getting into the gameplay, guys. So first of all, before we start talking about the gameplay, before we start talking about the formation, I'm just going to reiterate to you guys, this is a early build of the game. People are saying the beta is a later build. People are saying the game that the pros were playing at the capture event was a different build to this as well. So this isn't how the game is going to be on release. It's probably not even going to be close. But I thought this would be fun to do it on the demo. I think you guys who are still playing the demo right now and are looking forward to the game coming out for EA Access on the 19th, you get 10 hours early, and then the annual release is late September. I think it's the 27th or the 28th, around that day, around that region. So it's not too far away. But for you guys playing the demo, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna select the team. So the team I selected today, and you guys can see my best lineup video where I showed you guys why I chose this formation, custom text and player instructions for PSG. So the one I assigned to PSG myself was the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2, because I thought it best suits the types of players they have and their style of play in this game. So we are doing the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 formation review on at PSG. So for example, I think I selected a 4-2-3-1 or something for Spurs, the 4-2-3-1 wide, and I left it on the 4-2-3-1 wide. So I would most likely do a formation review on the 4-2-3-1 wide for Spurs. So I'll see how it goes. I'll work my way through the teams and see how many I can release before the EA Access comes out. I don't even know. This might be my only formation review on the demo. We're gonna have to wait and see. I only did one last year on the demo, and then I waited till the game came out and I did loads of formation reviews on the actual game. So we're in this game right now and playing against the computer, guys. It is very frustrating. They drop back a lot, they keep the ball a lot, they keep possession. It is very difficult to take the ball off of the computer, and tackling is more manual. Everything feels more manual now in this demo. As I said earlier, this isn't the final build of the game, but it is definitely better than FIFA 19 gameplay. That isn't difficult because of the horrible year gameplay wise we had last year with FIFA 19, but everything feels more manual. The defending feels like you have to make an effort, you have to focus. If you're not focused when you're defending and you don't tackle when it's the right time, then you won't get the ball back. It's just harder now, and this game is harder. You're going to have to really focus next FIFA. You can't aim blindly and try and pass it somewhere and it will go off most of the time. It won't, guys. Everything is more manual now, which I prefer. It brings more of a skill gap into it, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the final build of the game is like. Hopefully the gameplay is very good. I've seen the 1v1s be more clinical now, so I'm going to get back to 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 variation. Obviously this is a more central formation. It has been everyone's go-to for pretty much since FIFA Ultimate Team's been out. The 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 has always been a comfortable formation to go to. It's always been a guaranteed formation where your team is going to play at least decent, guys. Now, I don't know when the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 was introduced. I know the 4-1-2-1-2 normal wide variation was introduced pretty much since Ultimate Team has been around, but the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2, I'm not sure if it was released around FIFA 17, around FIFA 16. I'm not 100% sure of that, but ever since it has been introduced, it has been a solid formation everyone goes to, and it is reliable, guys. It is very reliable, but it is also very easy to counter. Now, your opposition is most likely going to come up against someone who uses the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 formation a lot, so they already know how to counter against it because it's very common. And if your opponent is very good at marking you down the centers, if he's very good at watching runs and he finds your style of play out and he doesn't allow you to attack down the center, he's marking all the runs your players are making, your players aren't able to get in behind efficiently, then you're going to have problems. You need to use the wings when your opposition knows how you play down the center. It's just something you have to go to, and with the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2, it doesn't have that variation, that versatile feeling in this formation where you can play a variety of different ways. It just doesn't have that, and that's a major downside of this formation. That's why I wouldn't really use the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 most of the time unless it's extremely meta, because I like to switch up my play. I like to keep my opponent guessing, and I like to play down the wings as well as down the center. If my opposition thinks I'm going to go down the middle, then I'm going to go down the wings. I'm going to be constantly unpredictable, and that variety of play, being able to play multiple different ways, just brings that unpredictability to your game, and that's not what the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 has. But with other formations, with formations like the 4-5-1, you have a bit more variety. The 4-3-3 bracket 4 formation, for example, you can play down the center and you also have wingers as well. You can play down the center as well as down the wings of the pitch, and that is what I like a lot. And that's why I've really avoided the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 formation as my starter formation. I did last year. 4-5-1 was my go-to last year. 4-5-1, 4-2-3-1. But the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2, I just knew that you can only play a certain way. And if your opponent's very good at pressing, if you're not able to keep possession and your opponent is a possession-based player, you're going to struggle using the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2. Because with this formation, it is quite attacking. It's very good for aggressive players, and you have to attack very quickly. You have to hit your opponent on the counter. You need to do very quick passes, and before your opposition knows what's going on, he needs to be picking the ball out of the back of the net. And that is how you should play in the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2. But say if you have an opponent you're coming up against who is very good at keeping possession, who holds the ball like what you want to do. Everyone wants to dominate possession. Everyone wants to keep the ball for the majority of the game. But if your opposition is better at it than you might have a problem there. Because if you're not having a lot of the ball, the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2 formation isn't going to be too great. Yes, you have a DM who sits in front of your attackers, but there is going to be a bit of problem there because one, your DM might run out of stamina and energy from having to do so much work because you don't have the ball enough. And then we've got the whole attacking situation where you're not able to utilize your attacking abilities in this formation because you just don't have the ball at all. So guys, that is what I have to say about this formation. There's probably quite a lot more. I'm going to load up the pros and cons screen for myself right now. Now, I've done the pros and cons separately. The reason I have done that is because it is easier for you guys to see. I want you guys to be able to watch the gameplay, because before the pros and the cons, they would cover up the gameplay a bit and it would just get in the way of things. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get into the pros and cons. It's a separate image, so it's going to show you just an image of the pros and cons, and then I'm going to tell you guys the overall rating I give this formation. So I'll be back in a second, so let's get right into it. Now, getting into the pros and cons of this formation. So there are quite a few for both. This formation has a lot of good points, but there's also the negative which comes with it. Now, 4-1-2-1-2 bracket to myself, if you're at an elite level, you're, let's say, a gold player around in FUT Champs, then I wouldn't recommend this formation because most of your opposition are playing against this formation very frequently. They know how to play against it, and you want to be unpredictable. You want a formation which is going to be able to cater to multiple styles of play, and I don't think this can cater to all styles of play. Maybe it can to a couple. Now, I've got in the pros that it can cater to most styles of play, but I'm referring to tactics here. So if you wanted to use constant pressure for defensive style, if you wanted to use pressure on heavy touch, if you wanted to use balanced, anything you want to do for your defensive style of play, this formation can perform it quite well. You shouldn't have many problems. And then for your offensive style, you can play fast build up, you can play balanced. I wouldn't recommend long ball at all on a formation like this. So when I say it caters to most styles, I'm talking about the different custom tactic types for the offensive and the defensive. So I said that it's good for playing down the center. Now obviously you would expect this, a formation like this where it's heavily based around playing down the middle. You got the cam, you got the two strikers, you got the centre mid supporting as well and carrying out defensive duties and helping the defensive midfielder out. You should be able to play very well down the centre because most of your players are playing through the centre. You also have a lot of defensive support and everyone's just more compact and more focused on playing down the middle. Obviously what comes with a 4-back formation, usually a formation as structured as this and which requires a lot of discipline for your team, you're going to have a great defensive structure. This formation is very simple. It nails down the fundamentals, and with a structure like this, you're able to maintain it very easily. It isn't a formation where your players are going to get out of position. You got a disciplined defensive midfielder. You got two centre mids helping that defensive midfielder out, and you've got one centre mid helping the cam out, playing that box to box role, and then you've got one centre mid who is more conservative and helps the DM out more, and then you've got the 4 at the back. You can't really go wrong with 4 at the back. Now, I say it's great for aggressive players, so this refers to, yet again, attacking players. It does cater to attacking style of play, but you need to have the ball a lot. You need to be the possession player. You need to be holding most of the ball, and you need to be working your way through your opposition into 1v1 opportunities. So you need to wait for openings and be patient. So as I say, it caters to most playing styles. I'm referring to the different types of custom tactic styles. And I also wrote here, both strikers work well together and it creates more opportunities for attackers to get in behind. So this kind of comes with the formation. with the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2, you have two strikers up top. They have very good chemistry up top together. And when you've got Cam, and in a team like PSG, where I have Neymar, who can do most things and has got great passing stats, great dribbling stats, loads of opportunities do open up for him. He's able to thread the ball through to both strikers at times, because most of the time both of them are going to be getting in behind. In a team like PSG with Cavani, he can't really get in behind, so I put him on stay central. But majority of the time, especially in Ultimate Team, if you got two really quick attackers with, let's say, 85, 86 plus pace, then they're going to be able to get in behind very effectively. And this is the formation where it allows you to create a lot of opportunities through the instruction getting behind. So the CDM provides extra defensive cover as well. I went through that earlier, I spoke about that. The CDM sits in front of the defense and protects them at all times. If you're able to jockey with one of your DMs, then the centre mid's able to get back and tackle the ball. With PSG, you have Ander Herrera, and the DM in this formation is Verratti. Now Verratti can do an okay job of jockeying, and then Herrera would get back, or Sarabia, he's on the bench in this formation. I can't remember the other player, Draxler, who has a decent physical presence, who should be able to make decent standing tackles, are able to intervene with your opposition's attack. And lastly, for the pros, I've got the Cam works well with the centre mids. As I said already, the Cams and the centre mids, they have a very good relationship with each other. There's at least one centre mid helping out the Cam and helping to create opportunities, because the ball works its way from the back to the front, because you're going to be playing nice build-up play. Then it goes from the DMs to one of your centre mids. The centre mid in this PSG team would be Draxler, and Draxler will be providing passes into Neymar, and Neymar most of the time is providing the goals. The centre mid Draxler, he is naturally a Cam, so he'll be able to provide passes to your strikers Cavani and Mbappe for me as well. So for the cons, and there are quite a few, as I mentioned earlier, you can't play down the wings. This formation is very central, there's no wingers, and that can affect you attacking wise and defensive wise, because it's going to require a lot of energy for your centre mids to get out to the wings and pressure your opposition, and they might get dragged out of position as well. So I said this formation is very compact, so there's little space for your players to maneuver. There's a lot of truth in that. Everyone has a solid structure, everyone's been given a task, and everyone needs to stay disciplined. If I want to run with a player like, let's say, Draxler, I'm not able to that much, because there's another player in his way. If I have the ball with Draxler and I lose the ball, then who's going to get back into his position? If my CDM comes out of position to try and get the ball back, he's out of position, and then my defense is exposed, and then I'm going to have lots of problems. I said it isn't versatile enough as well, so that comes back to the idea of not being able to play down the wings, not being able to play long balls. This formation caters to a player who likes to keep possession, who is very confident in their attacking abilities, who's confident that they're going to keep the ball for most of the game, and are able to create multiple 1v1 opportunities. It can easily be countered. As I was mentioning earlier, this formation is very common. A lot of people use it, especially at the beginning of a new FIFA, so people are going to be expecting to come up against this formation and will have experience playing against it, and they can switch their game plan to a formation which is able to counter this, because there is definitely going to be a formation that is going to counter the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket 2, and because you can only really play down the middle, you're going to have a lot of problems. Also, the centre mids need to have good stamina. As I said earlier, they're going to have to push down the wings, so the wings are on exposure. Your opposition hasn't got too much time on the ball, so if your opposition have too much time on the ball, they're going to be able to make great passes. That invites them to play possession football, because you're not pressing them quick enough when you're meant to be playing the possession football yourself. You're meant to be holding the ball for the majority of the game. So if your centre mids don't have good stamina, they're going to get exposed later on in the game, because as they are going to have to press down them wings, as they are going to have to press down the sides of the pitch. They are automatically gonna lose a lot of energy. And for the last con here, I've got it requires midfielders with extremely specific work rates. Now, I've written midfielders here, but this can be with fullbacks, this can be with strikers as well. It requires players with very specific work rates. If your player isn't disciplined enough, if they don't keep that structure, then you're going to have lots of problems. You're going to get exposed a lot. If your midfielders get out of position, who's going to help the DM when he's jockeying a player and you need someone to come back and make that tackle? If your midfielder has very bad work rates, like low work rates, then you're going to have a problem. High is decent. I think someone like Kante would be able to do well in a formation like this. You need to have centre mids who are willing to work very hard and have at least, I'd say, around 85 stamina. So guys, those are the pros and cons. I'm going to get into the overall rating I gave this formation, and I will be back in a second. Now, getting into the overall rating I gave this formation, the final overview of this formation. Now, do I believe it's FUT Champions ready? It's just silly for me to even make a statement on whether I think it's FUT Champions ready yet or not. This is on the demo, guys, so it's just absurd for me to say anything about if it's FUT Champions ready or not, because I haven't even played FIFA Ultimate Team yet. How am I going to know if it's FUT Champions ready? I haven't even played with this formation online yet. There's no FIFA 20 online yet, so I can't say anything about that. But I can tell you what I thought of the formation on the demo. And for the defensive rating, obviously with the structure, the discipline on your defenders, and the amount of support you get from the DM and your midfielders, and the 4-back formation, I am going to give this formation a 7 out of 10. I only conceded 3 goals in 5 games. It's not too bad, to be honest with you guys. I did manage to keep 3 clean sheets as well out of 5 games, so that's not bad at all. And this was on world class. You guys can see the world class AI, and I haven't played legendary yet because these were my first games on the FIFA 20 demo. These 5 games you're watching, they were really my first games. I played some other games just playing the same team again, but I haven't played a lot of the demo at all. I haven't played the beta. I have played no FIFA 20 excluding the FIFA 20 demo, and that is a very early build of the game. The beta, I've heard, is a later build, even later than the demo. And then you've got the build the YouTubers are using at the capture event, and then you've got the final build as well. So we don't have any clue of what the final game is going to be like. So for the defensive rating, with more manual defending now, and with how this team performed, only conceding 3 goals, managing to get 3 clean sheets, I gave the defensive rating a 7 out of 10. Attacking wise, now you have to play possession football with a formation like this. You have to be able to keep possession quite a lot, and the computer was very frustrating to play against, because one is 4 minutes a half, and when it's 4 minutes a half, the computer is keeping possession, is passing the ball around the back. It was the most annoying thing ever. It was very frustrating. So attacking wise, I didn't get a lot of opportunities, because for the 4 minutes a half I had of the game, the opposition had the majority of the ball because they were literally just keeping the ball. I was playing as if I'm playing an online game or something, but the computer was just holding the ball, and it was very frustrating. And the overall rating I gave this formation, I averaged it out to a 6.5 out of 10 because of how I wasn't really able to see how this formation performed. Attacking wise, I did score quite a lot of goals. I scored 13 goals, only conceded 3. That is a good return in 5 games, to be honest with you guys. But the question really is, how good is that? How many goals should you be scoring on average against the computer on world class? I'm not too sure. Now, I was playing very good teams. On the demo, all the teams are 5-star except for Chelsea, I do believe. So they're all very good teams, to be honest with you guys. And I didn't use the best team on the demo, I do believe. I believe there's higher rated teams on the demo when it comes to midfield, attack and defense. I don't really think PSG are the best team on the demo. Then we're coming to the similar formations. Now, I saw somewhere that the 4-5-1 was similar to this, and that just didn't make any sense to me. I can see the 4-2-3-1 being similar, because although the 4-2-3-1 only has one striker up top, the cams do support the striker a lot. And what you find in the 4-1-2-1-2 bracket too is both strikers work together, both strikers support each other a lot, and the centre mids and the cams contribute quite a bit as well. And you get that with the 4-2-3-1. The cams play as right and left strikers, to be honest with you guys. They contribute a lot. They can assist as well as get in on the act and score quite a few goals. Then we got the 4-2-2-2 formation. It's a formation where you play down the centre. It's heavily focused on playing down the middle, and you've got the two strikers up top. It's a very compact formation and it has a lot of structure to it. Then you've got the 4-3-1-2 with the two strikers up top, the cam just behind, and then you've got three midfielders, and instead of a DM you've got three centre mids. So the 4-3-1-2 is a bit more attacking. It has one midfield player in a more advanced position, but it isn't much different, to be honest with you guys, when you look at both formations and look at how they're set out and look at the structure of the formation and how the formation looks in game, how the players line up and how they keep their position and the roles each player are playing. This is my win-loss with the formation. I managed to take 4 wins and 1 draw out of 5 games, so that's quite decent. And I scored 13 goals, as I mentioned earlier. Goals conceded 3, so there's a difference of 10 between the goals I've scored and the goals I've conceded, so that's not bad at all. And I did also manage to keep 3 clean sheets, which is quite impressive, to be honest with you guys. It's very easy to concede a goal in this game, so I'm happy that I only conceded in 2 games. So guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this formation review. There are many more to come. Hopefully on the demo I might get a few more out. I'll see how the time is, because the FIFA 20 EA access comes out in 4 days as I'm speaking right now, and I still have to edit this video up and do a lot of things. So it's currently the 15th of September as I'm doing this commentary right now. I don't know when this video is going up. It might be the 17th even. We're going to have to wait and see, and 2 days after the 17th the EA access comes out. So this is probably going to be the only formation review on the demo. There might be one more, but it's looking a bit unlikely, but we're going to have to wait and see. So guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button down below, subscribe to the channel. I hope this video helped you out. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys later. Peace.
Damn, I'm on red alert. Now she went up in the dirt, man. I don't wanna hurt